Hey guys, this is coreross and welcome to the channel. So the Rainbow Six community is going kind of nuts now over the leaks from the technical test server, and we've got like 4 more weeks or longer until we actually find out if any of these leaks are correct or if our interpretation of them is correct. So I think everyone's going to go pretty nuts for the next 4 weeks. So I thought I'd make a different kind of video. And this video is all about my initial interpretations of what these leaks meant and how it was completely different from everyone else's interpretation. Unfortunately, it looks like the evidence doesn't match up to it, but I thought I'd make a video about it anyway because I kind of liked the ideas I came up with based on it. So the original leaks showed a Dazzler and a Caltrop. Now, they've evolved to the point now where it looks like the Caltrop's a mine that might be invisible, and that the Dazzler is actually a grenade. But the initial interpretation was that the Dazzler was a laser, and it was going to be the new operator's gadget. But I thought, wait a minute, what if that was a gadget for all the attackers, a brand new attachment? And what if the Caltrop was actually a brand new gadget for all the defenders, but it was an alternative to barbed wire? And my thinking was that the Dazzler would be a laser sight that you could attach to an attacker's gun, and it would be about countering spawn camping as one thing. So the idea would be that, you know how in Rainbow Six Siege, it used to be that when you looked outside, it was overexposed. It was like brighter than the surface of the sun when you looked outside the building. The idea would be that the laser would be very overexposed when you're looking at it from a defender inside the building looking out. So the idea would be if you were really bad at getting spawn camped, you'd be able to slap one of these on, and what it would do is when the defender is looking at you, it would have this like overexposed lens flare that would completely obscure you. Now, of course, the enemy would know you're there, but it make you a far harder target to hit. And it really brings down that skill gap, because people are always going to be bad at certain things. You know, you can't train someone to be amazing at everything. They're always going to be bad at something. So some people will always be bad against spawn camp. And my other thinking was that this would also be a gadget to deal with pixel peeking. So pixel peeking is when you're positioned in a way that you can see the enemy, but they can pretty much never see you, and you get the jump on them. And the idea would be that the laser would cause the pixel peeking to be overexposed, and you wouldn't be able to see the target. Now, of course, every attachment has to have some sort of downside. So I think this would probably have like a really bright green laser that enemies would easily be able to see around corners, so they would know you're coming. But I think as a new option, and I love the idea of adding more options into the weapon attachment system. So I kind of like this idea. And then the Caltrop would actually be an additional gadget just like barbed wire. And the idea would be that it would do physical damage, but it wouldn't slow down an operator as much as barbed wire. So you could actually team up with a buddy of yours who has barbed wire and then put this down. And also it would be more resilient to damage from, like, say, explosions. Maybe you need 2 frag grenades or 2 ice shots to take it out. And also you wouldn't be able to electrify it like you can with barbed wire. And I think both of these ideas totally work with where the Rainbow Six developers are going, because we got the introduction of impact grenades to reduce the amount of nitro cells in the game, but also give the defenders the ability to make new pathways in their defensive setup. And then we also had the addition of claymores, which were there to reduce the power of roamers. And so far what we've seen with Year 2 operators is that that trend has continued. We've had Mira, who is definitely a very defensive operator, very much about setting up a very strong castle-like defense where you can hold down an area from the enemy. And then we had Jackal, who was very much an anti-roamer operator. So these 2 ideas for gadgets very much fit into the game. Now, of course, the evidence points to this not being anywhere near reality. So this is totally just a nice kind of theory I came up with before more information came out, because it now looks like the Caltrop is actually a mine that can go invisible. The good thing is that actually leaves open the possibility that you could add something like this in as a general gadget for everyone that wouldn't be a mine. It would just be a deployable thing just like barbed wire. It'd be kind of like a simple version. And the same with the Dazzler, because the Dazzler looks like it's actually a grenade now, so we could totally have some sort of Dazzler laser sight added in as an attachment for weapons, again being a simpler version of the grenade. And I'm always for more options, and especially things that have good sides and bad sides about them. So that was just a little idea I had that I thought was quite cool and totally made sense to me at the time. Now I hope that the new operators aren't called Dazzler and Caltrop. I hope that's placeholder because they sound like freaking racehorses. We've had like Echo and Hibana, Mira, and Jackal. Like, those are really nice names. If I'm going to have an operator called Dazzler, it better be a goddamn horse. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.